Today on Historia Gaia.
In the Bible, the prophet Daniel described all of the future kingdoms that will be in his part of the world. According to Daniel, the Roman Empire is supposed to continue to exist until God takes over. But don't history books say that the Roman Empire fell and was replaced by the Ottoman Empire? In this video, I will show you that the Ottoman Empire is a continuation of the Roman Empire, and I will show that the Ottoman Empire still exists today. In this video, I am not going to talk about the European Union, I am not going to talk about the United States, and I am not going to talk about the Church. Instead, I am going to talk about the Middle East. So hold on tight, because this is going to be very exciting. In the Bible, in the book of Daniel, the prophet Daniel described a vision of a statue with its head made of gold, chest and arms made of silver, belly and thighs made of bronze, legs made of iron, and feet made partly of iron and partly baked clay. Then, in the vision, a supernatural rock struck the statue on its feet, and the entire statue was destroyed. That rock then became huge and filled the whole earth. Daniel then interpreted this vision. He said that there will be exactly 4 kingdoms, starting with the Babylonian Empire, followed by 3 more human kingdoms. Daniel made it very clear that the 4th kingdom will be the final human kingdom, and that last kingdom will have a transition because it starts out as legs made of iron, but ends up as feet of iron mixed with clay. Daniel specifically said that the statue's feet are part of the 4th kingdom, represented by the legs, so he made it clear that the legs and the feet are the same kingdom. Daniel then said that the rock in the vision is God's kingdom that will last forever. We can be certain that there will be only 4 human kingdoms because the prophet Daniel said it again in chapter 7. Chapter 7 describes a vision of 4 beasts that come one at a time out of the Mediterranean Sea. Daniel clearly says that these 4 beasts are 4 kingdoms. The 4th beast in that vision had iron teeth and 10 horns, just like the statue had iron legs with 10 toes. Then, in the vision of the beasts, after the 4th kingdom, God will set up his kingdom that will last forever. So, now that we know that there were to be only 4 kingdoms until God takes over, all we need to do is look at history books to see where we are now in this list. Here is a map of the ancient world. This is not the entire planet. It is just the part of the world that the prophet Daniel would have known about, with Jerusalem in the center of this map. This is the 1st kingdom, the Babylonian Empire. This was the empire that was in power when Daniel described the prophecies. History tells us that the Babylonian Empire was conquered by the 2nd kingdom, the Persian Empire. This is the Persian Empire. It is good to see these empires on a map to see where they were in the world. The first thing that you may notice about these empires is that they are largely Middle Eastern. Then the Persian Empire was conquered by the 3rd kingdom, the Greek Empire. Look at the Greek Empire depicted here. Some people assume that the Greek Empire was European because Greece is in Europe, but looking at the map shows that the Greek Empire was actually an Asian empire reaching all the way to India. These are not European empires, but span the Middle East, Northern Africa, Asia, and just a few parts of Southern Europe. And all of these empires are connected to the Mediterranean Sea, just as Daniel said they would be. Continuing on, the Greek Empire was conquered by the Roman Empire. So the Roman Empire is the 4th, and according to Daniel, it should be the last empire. But there's a problem. If you open any history book and suppose that you do not read the history book, but instead you only look at the table of contents and the chapter titles, then you would think that there were lots more empires after the Roman Empire. There was the Byzantine Empire, and the Ottoman Empire, and then the British Empire. How can that be if the Roman Empire was supposed to be the last human empire? But if instead of only reading the table of contents, suppose that you read the entire history book, every word of it, then you would discover something very shocking. History is not what most people think it was. Historians are very precise scholars, but they also like to divide the past into manageable chunks. This desire of historians to separate one time from another time can lead to divisions in history that would have seemed arbitrary to the people living at that time. If we remove the artificial divisions, then we get a more accurate picture of what life was like for the people living in the past. For example, there was no such thing as the Byzantine Empire. Historians wanted to separate the pagan Roman Empire from the Christian Roman Empire. So hundreds of years afterwards, they started calling the Christian Empire the Byzantine Empire, even though there was no such thing as the Byzantine Empire. It was still the Roman Empire. The capital city of the Roman Empire was Constantinople, not the city of Rome, as most people assume. That's because the Roman Emperor Constantine moved the capital city from the city of Rome to Constantinople in the year 324. So when the city of Rome fell in the year 476, the Roman Empire continued to thrive. This is a map of what is known as the Byzantine Empire, but it is really still the Roman Empire after the city of Rome fell. So what about the Ottoman Empire? Did the Ottoman Empire conquer the Roman Empire? Let's look at the start of the Ottoman Empire as the people living then would have perceived it. The Roman Empire had a Christian government, but the people were Muslim, and the people did not like that their country was being ruled by Christians. In the year 1300, Osman I lived in the very middle of the Roman Empire, just outside of the capital city. Osman decided to overthrow the Christian emperor and replace him with an Islamic emperor. So he raised an army of Turks and started a revolution. The Turks were not outside invaders. They were all from there. The Roman Empire was their home. Here is the location and size of land controlled by the Turk army in the year 1300, just south of the city of Constantinople. Just this red dot, that's all of it. If you read about this stuff in an encyclopedia, it would be difficult to know where these places are, but looking at it on a map really brings it into perspective. In the year 1300, the Ottoman Empire was just a very small group of revolutionaries who controlled a very small amount of land. It was a civil war, a revolution. In the year 1453, Mehmed II became Sultan of the Turk army, and 2 years later, he captured Constantinople. However, Mehmed did not destroy Constantinople like an invading army would normally do. Instead, Mehmed deliberately preserved the city intact, because he said Constantinople was their city, it was their capital. Since the Turks were all from there, and this was their home, they used the traditional symbol for that region. The area around Constantinople was originally Greek Byzantium, and the traditional symbol for Greek Byzantium for thousands of years was the crescent and star. This is what the ancient symbol originally looked like in the 1st century BCE. Since they were all from there, the Turks' ancestors were culturally Greek, and for thousands of years the crescent and star was their traditional symbol. After the revolution, the Turks replaced all the Christian crosses with this ancient symbol. This is what the Turk symbol used by the Ottoman Empire looked like. The first thing that Mehmed did after taking the city of Constantinople was to declare himself to be Caesar and the Roman Emperor. Mehmed actually said that. He said, "I am the Roman Emperor." The capital city was also renamed from the Christian name Constantinople to the Muslim name Istanbul. This is a map of the Ottoman Empire. After the Civil War, the empire had the same population, the same capital city, the same symbols, and a Roman emperor. The empire went from being a pagan empire in biblical times to being a Christian empire, and then to becoming an Islamic empire, but it was the same empire. The Ottoman Empire is a continuation of the Roman Empire. But do the history books say that the Ottoman Empire fell during World War I? Since the Bible says that this final empire must still be in existence when God takes over, how can the Ottoman Empire be that final empire if it is already gone? Well, as I said earlier, historians often divide the past into manageable chunks. This desire of historians to separate one time from another time can lead to divisions in history that are misleading, such as historians' attempts to separate the British Empire from the Ottoman Empire. If you do more than just read the chapter titles, but instead read the entire history book, you will discover that the Ottoman Empire never fell. It still exists today. During World War I, the British Empire swept through North Africa and the Middle East, pushing the Ottoman Turks back. The Ottoman Empire got smaller and smaller as the British advanced, but when the British approached the capital city of Constantinople, or what is now called Istanbul, the Turks suddenly became invincible. The British were never able to conquer Constantinople. Instead, the Ottoman Empire became small. The book of Revelation, chapter 13, talks about a fatal wound. And the Ottoman Empire getting small is that fatal wound. In the year 1921, what was left of the Ottoman Empire was renamed the State of Turkey. This is what Turkey looks like today, in the year 2021. Although the Ottoman Empire, or Turkey today, is very small, it still exists. Turkey and the Ottoman Empire have the same flag, because they are the same. Revelation chapter 13 says that this fatal wound will become healed, so in the near future, the Ottoman Empire will regain its former prominence and will become the 10 toes and the 10 horns described by the prophet Daniel.